Hi, and welcome to 647. 6 stories for 7 a.m. because there is definitely a famine of truth in our land. And this is your quick news fix, and the truth starts now. All right, this is going to be different today. Get ready and buckle up. This is called The First Take, Horse Trading, and the Sausage Works. So a lot of my MAGA patriot friends are getting restless to paint their war ponies and get some scalps, and they want justice. I get it. And in my prayer time today at 3 a.m., I was reading about Elisha in the book of 2 Kings, and I received a data dump. And that data dump is horse trading and the sausage works. And if you don't like this kind of thing, I get it. I don't especially like it either, but I go with it. So you're going to go with it. I watched the Trump cabinet meeting yesterday, and Trump made 3 gigantic policy reversals with little to no explanation. So here's the explanation I got this morning. Trump had to get this big, beautiful bill done. He wouldn't shut up about it. And he wanted it done by July 4th because he had all kinds of cascading events that he wanted to happen from that being passed on the House floor. He wanted to have this pilot picnic with all the mechanics for all the people involved in the Iran run. And it was a great run. And it was besmirched by the New York Times and the mainstream media, and he wanted to set it right. So he and Melania were weaving between tables and saying hi to all these families, and it was just great. And then it moved on to signing the bill and the 4th celebration and the fireworks and the whole thing. How'd he get that done? Here's my explanation. I have no proof. Here we go. Trump needs the big, beautiful bill, so he goes to Big Ag. These are not farmers with straw hats and overalls. These are giant corporations plowing most of our farmland. And by the way, not doing us too well in the health department. But I digress. So he goes to Big Ag and he says, I need the farm state senators, and you control them. And they said, well, Mr. President, we're happy to help you out. Here's what you're going to do for us. You're going to call off ICE on the farm workers, and you're going to give us an amnesty bill so that we can know that we have this labor pool, and they are not going to be harassed. They're not going to be criminals. They're not going to be terrorists. They are people who come every season, and they come and do this work, and we want cheap labor because we're American capitalists. So you do that, and he says, deal. And then he moves on, and he goes to the rhino senators, and he says, I need this bill. What do you need? And they say, we need money for our Ukrainian laundry. And he says, how much? And they say $100 billion. And he negotiates it down to $89 billion in weapons for Zelensky. And he actually said that out loud in front of the whole doggone world yesterday, like without batting an eye. Okay? That was the deal. All right. Then he moves on. And he goes to the big donors and the power brokers on both sides of the aisle, right? Not the Congress, the people who pay off those guys and control them. And he says, I want you to call off the Democrat dogs and get out of my way so I can pass this bill. And I want you to force any of the miscellaneous rhinos and Republicans into the vote. And the power elites say, Mr. President, we can definitely do that for you. And here's what you're going to do for us. You're going to get out your whitewash brush and you're going to paint Aunt Epstein's fence with 2 coats of whitewash, one for us and one for SCOTUS. And if you don't think so, look at the votes coming out of SCOTUS. 8-1. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So Trump gets with his 6 super trusted cabinet members, and he explains to them, this is for the greater good. And that greater good allows us to get breathing room, to build out the dream of a vibrant new America. And you will have to stare down MAGA and your friends and lie to them. But we will throw them some bones, and it's going to happen tonight. And so we are going to throw them Brennan, Comey, Clapper, and more. And last night, 8 o'clock, FBI, DOJ, the announcement went out that there is a full-on investigation going after these folks. So that's horse trading at the Sausage Works. It's only heavenly truth. You deal with it. You watch what's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening. All right, take 2. TSA update. Christie says, no more taking your shoes off in airports. Let's all say Ray. All right, no more shoes off policy. She says, make life better for all Americans. That was what Trump told her to do. And so this is how she's doing it. She's revamping everything at the TSA, and she is making safety intersect with hospitality in travel. What a revolutionary concept. But why is she doing it? Because next year, we're getting the World Cup, we're getting the Olympics in the U.S., and we're getting America 250 events all over the country, and we're going to have record numbers of people from inside our country flying all around to participate in this, and people from all over the world. It's going to be great. And guess what else is happening? There's now 94% compliance with Real ID. Okay, if you've forgotten what Real ID was, this is the new driver's license. And if you look at your driver's license in the upper right-hand corner, there's a gold star. If you don't see it, well, take care of business. You're part of the 6%. And if you remember, the Chicken Little Press said that this Real ID thing was the end of democracy. In fact, it was the end of the world, and it was just going to be absolutely horrible for everyone. So it came off with very little problem. My wife and I did it in New York City. If you can do it in New York City and not have a problem, it's not a problem, okay? That place is about problems. Okay, take 3. Today is July 9th, Wednesday, right? Hump day. But this was the deadline day for tariffs. And there are 14 countries who haven't made their deal. And Tom Terrific is giving them mercy. He's extending the deadline till April 1. So I'm just going to let you know where these folks stand and where they're going, where their tariff percentage is going up to on April 2nd if they don't make a deal. And you can kind of tell who's making a deal and who isn't. So Laos, they're at 40. April 2nd, they're going up to 48% tariff. Myanmar, they're at 40. They're going up to 44 on April 2nd. Cambodia, they're at 36. They're going up to 49, okay? They are definitely not cooperating. Thailand, they're at 36. They stay at 36. That means they're doing some meaningful negotiating. Serbia, 35. They're going up to 37. Indonesia, Okay, 32, staying at 32. It's a gigantic economy, and they need to work with them. And Indonesia knows what they got. So it's going to take a while. Bosnia Herzegovina, Herzegovina, 30. They're going up to 35. South Africa, 30, staying at 30. Who knew? Japan, they're at 25. They're going down to 24 on April 2nd. That means they are playing nice. Kazakhstan, 25 going to 27. Malaysia, 25 to 24. South Korea, 25, staying at 25. Tunisia, 25, going up to 28. No surprise with Tunisia. So Trump is getting all this tariff deals done, and it's going to bring in trillions of dollars. Okay, that's going to be an amazing thing for our country. Take 4. The Supremes. They are singing a new song, or maybe an old one. How about You Can't Hurry Love? Yesterday, SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, voted 8-1 that Trump can carry out mass firings to reshape and reorganize federal agencies. No, I didn't make that up. No, that's not from my prayer time. But guess what? That's confirmation of my prayer time. I'm going to read that again because I don't think you get it. Yesterday, SCOTUS voted 8-1 in favor of Trump carrying out mass firings to reshape and reorganize federal agencies. Katanji, I don't know what a woman is, Brown was the only dissenting vote. This girl didn't get the message. Talk to her, Clarence. Go on now. Actually, Katanji and Sonia were hoping that Trump would work with Congress to resculpt the government agencies, which means get nothing done on camera. It's not going to happen. All right. Take 5. Texas flood. A beautiful Christian counselor named Catherine Ferruzzo, 19 years old, was sleeping near the Guadalupe River with 10 young campers. The river rose like a leviathan on July 4th evening. Catherine desperately tried to save the 10 girls under her charge, and they were all lost in the conflagration and have not been found. Downstream from Camp Mystic, where that all took place, is a little Texas town called Comfort. And in 1989, there was a 22-foot flood, and 10 campers from the Pot of Gold Christian camp were lost. And this past March, the Comfort Fire Department replaced their warning siren at the fire station and paid extra for a second siren in Comfort Park by the river. It took 36 years and $1 million, but they finally got the job done. And on the evening of July 4th, late at night, campers all along the river, in Comfort, on both sides of the river, in the middle of the night, sleeping, and a sensor on the water level of a nearby creek sent a wireless signal to both sirens. People woke up and they ran for the high ground, and not a soul was lost. $89 billion for a Ukrainian slush fund for our politicians. We better wake up. Congress better wake up. And honestly, everybody better wake up. Lose all those beautiful kids. All right. I'm going to read somebody else's writing for our final piece. This is because there's a new Superman movie out, right? And this is written from Breitbart. It's a writer named John Carney, and he's doing exactly what we have to do. We have to stand up and speak the truth to nonsense. So the director of the new Superman movie is, of course, a Hollywood liberal, and the new Superman movie is about being an immigrant. You got it? Superman is an immigrant. So this is only an excerpt from the article. It's fantastic. You should go to Breitbart and read John Carney. Here's my excerpt. Superman. He arrives as a baby, a foundling in the heart of Kansas. The Kents didn't take him in to make a point about migration. They took him in because they had no children of their own, and suddenly one was given to them. They raised him right. They taught him restraint, justice, humility, and because of their love and discipline, he became the protector of the American way of life. This matters because it places Superman in a different symbolic category. He is not a metaphor for migration. He is an emblem of providential arrival, of unexpected parenthood, and of the power of family formation to preserve civilization. He appears in 1938 after the Great Depression, at the very moment when many Americans were quietly beginning to wonder whether the future had room for children at all. His story is simple: a boy found in a field by people who thought they'd never be parents. They take him in, they raise him right, and because of their love and discipline and faith, this strange child, he becomes the protector of the world. And he arrives just when Americans were beginning to fear they might run out of children, just as they feared their economy had run out of steam. He resonated with readers as a symbol of hope, reborn at a time of economic and demographic despair. Just a decade later, American prosperity and fertility were literally reborn as the baby boom ignited the sort of heroic population growth that had been written off as impossible. This resonates more than ever today. Fertility in the United States has fallen again below 1.6 children per woman, far beneath the level needed to sustain population without immigration. Economists worry about shrinking workforces, collapsing entitlement ratios, and the long-term stagnation of innovation and consumption. Countries like Japan and South Korea have already entered demographic death spirals. Europe is definitely not far behind. America, too, is running out of children. That's why it's worth recovering the original meaning of Superman. In a time when biological parenthood was slipping out of reach for many, his arrival was not political. It was redemptive. The old phrase says, children are a gift. Superman's story doesn't just affirm that, it embodies it. He isn't the product of national policy or social theory. He is what happens when two ordinary people say yes to the child in front of them. This gets me because I'm a child of rape and I started out in an orphanage. If there's a lesson here for policymakers, it's not to double down on slogans and symbolism. It's to recognize that the real path to national renewal begins as it did in that canvas cornfield with the courage to raise a child. I yield the rest of my time to my colleagues. Have a fantastic day. God bless you.
In the belly of the beats, masterpiece. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. And yo, the mirror don't lie. And yo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. And yo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes.